In the past few weeks, Kathy and I have been talking to you about God's love. And we've done that because so many Christians struggle with experiencing God's love. Now, in my experience, the number one reason for this struggle is because of our relationship with our natural fathers. You see, the Bible describes God as our Father. So we just presume that He is like our natural fathers. So if your father was cold, distant, or emotionless, you just assume God's the same way. He's off somewhere, busy doing something else, and you're just not that important, but your name's in His book. Or if your father was angry, abusive, and hard to please, you'll assume that God's mad at you, He's just waiting to smack you, you can never live up to His expectations, and He's always annoyed. Or if you never knew your father or didn't live with your father, then you may only have had head knowledge about your father. And then you would just expect to have a head knowledge relationship with God, and so then you wouldn't expect to feel anything. But the whole reason Jesus came to earth was so that He could establish a close, intimate, loving relationship with us, His children. So He wants to reconnect us, and He wants to dispel all of these misunderstandings about Him so that we can have the relationship He intended. Now, this is a huge subject about how to discover God's love. There are many, many books written about it. But let's take the first step today. The first step is you need to forgive your natural father for not loving you the way God intended you to be loved. Because your natural father wasn't perfect. He was broken himself, and so He raised you in that same way. You need to forgive your father and ask God to give you the ability to forgive him. Second, you need to repent for presuming that God is just the same as your natural father. You need to repent for placing those characteristics on God. And third, you need to climb up onto Jesus' lap like this and snuggle in close and get to know Him, listen to His voice, realize that He wants to have the closest, loving relationship with you that you are capable of. And so just snuggle in close and discover how much He loves you. Now, to live a transformed life, you need to discover and enjoy God's love for you. Now I want to hear from you. How have you come to experience God's love? We want to hear your testimony to encourage us. Just leave your comments in the box below. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to my weekly email newsletter. And you know how to do that. You just fill out the subscription form, which is always right there. I'll talk to you again next week. But this week, snuggle in close to Jesus and discover how much He loves you.